Hey Leo, Mariah here. It is an absolute pleasure, honor, and a privilege to be reading for you. It is currently, and I will show you, it is 4:34 a.m. I am normally asleep, and I was asleep at this time. But I just felt something really strong tonight. And I had to speak. I feel like I have to speak. Trust me, I would rather be sleeping, and after this, I'm going back to bed, okay? My bed is hot and warm and ready for me, and I would rather be sleeping right now. But like I've said before, when I do feel something, or if I feel compelled to speak on something that Spirit is trying to tell me, if Spirit is saying go, say something, I typically tend to. I try to fight it, but I'll eventually get up and do it. So, Leo, let's see. What is Spirit trying to tell you? Because it's interesting. I was like halfway sleep and halfway not sleep. You know, that in between where you're conscious but still unconscious at the same time. And I was hearing, you know what to do. You know what to do. You know what to do. So I don't know if some of you have a choice to make. There's a big decision in front of you. You feel like on a conscious level you don't know what to do, but on a subconscious level you really do. But there's the cylinders are not firing off at the same time, connecting your unconscious to your conscious. So it's like you feel like you don't know what to do, even though on the subconscious you really do know what to do. Openness. Okay. Action. You know what to do, Leo. I'm not off when I'm saying this then. You got to be open to really being able to, how can I put this feeling? It's like the path of the decision that you got to make is being paved for you, or it's being illuminated for you. Now it's up for you with that action to take action. Tell me more, Spirit. Tell me more. What are you really trying to tell me? What are you really trying to tell me? And look, your energy on the bottom of the deck is the sun. So I'm not off. I'm not off with what I'm feeling. We got the Seven of Cups in the reverse. You know what to do. The Lovers in the reverse. Tell me more. The Page of Water. Tell me more for my Leo spirit. The Nine of Wands. You know what to do. The Ten of Wands. Last one. For my Leos. What are you trying to tell me that you woke me up out of my sleep for, Spirit? I would rather be sleeping. What are you trying to tell me? Thank you. And again, bottom of the deck is your energy. The sun, back on the bottom. Six of Swords. Five of Cups. Three of Swords. You know what to do, but what you have to do is not the easiest thing to do. It's not the most obvious decision to make. I'm not saying you're oblivious to this, but you know what you need to do. I think what the issue is here, Leo, is sometimes we can run these, I'm hearing the word dichotomy, if I'm being very direct with you. I'm hearing the word dichotomy, where we can get into this sense of creating these scenarios in our own mind or in our own head. If I make this decision and if it doesn't pan out, then I am a failure. Or if I make this decision and it pans out for me wrong, or if it doesn't happen. Let me tell you what I really feel. And bear with me again. I'm tired. I just literally just got the hell up out the bed. Let me tell you what this really feels like, cards aside. Even though the cards are touching on what I'm feeling here, but just kind of let's throw these to the side, right? Let's push these over to the right really quick. If you were to go back, because this is all a lot of worry-based, fear-based, but it feels like it's on an unconscious level here. During the day, when it's bright, you got full rest, right? Unlike me, you got some full rest, you're about your day. you may feel very certain or clear in your decisions here, or in your decision making skills. Don't get me wrong, you may feel a little bit off or unsure at times, but you have a for sure sense of self. That's what this feels like. But even more importantly though, Leo, we can go into this tendency of running worst case scenarios, right? Again, back to the word dichotomy of what I'm hearing. Of if this happens, then that means X. Or because we want to, I don't want to say control the situation, but we want to make a decision that best aligns with the outcome we're looking for, what we'll tend to do is stop our own inner peace, or not be in a sense of inner peace, and we'll be on an unconscious level in a state of worry or anxiety or of uncertainty by saying, okay, well, I can go left and left can bring these outcomes, or I can go right. And by trying to create looking at the worst case scenarios, all we do is tend to stay in a state of fear or anxiety because we're looking at the worst of what could happen, or we're looking at what may fail or what may go wrong. And even on the opposite of that, right? Because this happens in the opposite of positive case scenarios, right? Well, if I get this job, or if I get this promotion, or if I get this money, or if I get this love, then my life will feel like X. And this is still setting you up to feel some sense of disappointment, because what happens if it doesn't come to fruition? What happens if it doesn't manifest? What happens if it doesn't pan out and pan forward? And if it doesn't fall in your favor? Now you're in a state of disappointment, which removes us from our inner peace. That's what Spirit's really trying to tell me to tell you, Leo, is you have to move back to a state of inner peace. If you can recall, right, just kind of going back to some of the worst circumstances or situations that you've endured, where you went through a situation that you thought would have been the end of you, or you thought that you wouldn't know a way out of, or a situation that stressed you out to no avail and no end. But guess what? Where you are today, that is a situation or a memory of distant past. Each and every scenario where we ran the worst case scenarios or the best case scenarios, and mind you, the best case scenarios sometimes don't pan out in our favor. Don't get me wrong. Sometimes we still reach the outcome, but they don't play out the way we want them to, or the way we foresee them, which still can keep us in a state of suffering, because when we don't get what we want or what we expect, or if we get the worst case scenarios because we're in this energy of self-fulfilling prophecies, you still set yourself up to suffer. So when you look back at those experiences, in the end, it always goes back to that one stem in the root. The gut feeling of everything is going to be okay, because in the end, it's always okay. In the end, everything is going to be fine. Even in this situation where I keep hearing you know what to do, there's a decision or something that you have to make here. And you know you got to make this. Deep down in your gut, what does your gut tell you? Despite it all, right? Despite what may happen, because now, and mind you, we attach ourselves to the outcomes or what the outcome will bring. Remove all of that, right? Remove all of that. Down at the root, what do you know to be true? In the end, everything will be okay. Whether for good, bad, better, worse, or indifferent. In the end, your gut feeling always lets you know it will be okay. Now, anything that comes up or surpasses that feeling is our thoughts, is our worries, is our anxiety, is our attachment to outcomes. And one of the things that is really beautiful that I learned in Buddhism when I used to practice years ago is the art of detachment. When we attach ourselves to certain outcomes, whether positive or negative, we are set up to suffer, and we're at the whims of that outcome. And if that outcome doesn't pan out the way we expect it to, or if we don't receive it at all, we suffer. But having inner peace, and that's why I got the hell up this morning. That's what Spirit woke me up this morning. Somebody needs to, whoever I'm speaking to, you got to reconnect to that inner peace. And that inner peace is not associated to outcomes or good, bad, or indifferent. That inner peace isn't associated to your fears or worries or anxieties. That inner peace isn't associated to false sense of happiness. That inner peace just is. You just are. Anything that comes after that is external, whether it's mental, whether it's other life circumstances, things that we're wanting to attach ourselves to, it's external. Inner peace is internal. Again, how can you know you're in a state of inner peace, and how can you tap into your own inner peace? Look at what I just told you. Go through every situation or scenario. You can be as detailed as you want with yourself, Leo. And when you look at these scenarios, ask yourself, just ask yourself, you got past those things. You thought they were going to kill you, or you thought that you weren't going to make it past those things, or you thought those things were going to be the end of you, or you didn't see a way out, or you thought that those were your only outcomes. And look, you've made it past those situations. And guess what? You made it past because you knew in the end, deep down, everything was going to be okay. No matter what happened, everything was going to be okay. And deep down, you know everything is going to be. That's why spirits woke me the hell up. Oh, jeez. I'm sorry. It's not you, Leo. I just would rather be sleeping. I'm just being honest. That's why spirits woke me up. Because somebody here has to make a decision. That's a difficult decision. It's not an easy decision. It's a tough decision. It's a very tough decision. And we're in a state of dichotomies, running worst case scenarios. What if this happens, that happens? We're in the state of listening to our fears, our emotions, and using those things as matter of facts, or my feelings is trying to predict, right? Use almost a sense of cognitive I can't pronounce the word. Dissonance. You know what I'm saying, right? It's a cognitive behavior. Cognitive behavior. You're going into these different things, which is further deterring you away from making this decision because we're too mental based. Go back to what is. That inner peace, what is in the end, whether this decision works out for you or it doesn't. Look at your past experiences to reference how the future is going to play out, right? And at the core of those past experiences, you got through them, whatever they may be, whatever decisions you've had to make in the past, whatever things you went through in situations, you made it out on the other side. You know at your core that everything will be okay, because it always, in the end, ends up okay. Okay? So Leo, I'm sorry. This was probably a very sloppy read. I just told you, listen. I'm going back to bed. I love you. Hopefully this is giving you some insight. Somebody just needed to calm their thoughts this morning, afternoon, evening, whenever you watch this. Somebody just really needs to be in the state of mental clarity. Maybe somebody, whoever's watching this, just needed some help, maybe sorting some things out mentally, so that way they can see a clearer pathway to making this decision, something that's really important to you. And I'm always here, obviously, to help. That's why I'm up this morning. So I love you, Leo. You be safe. You take care. I'm always here for you. Just, I don't want to be here for you again at 4 a.m. So bye. Be safe. Bye.